Good afternoon, everyone. According to my iPhone, it is 4:30, and this meeting will go from 4:30 to 5:30. I'd like to welcome all of you that have joined us today. I am Marcy Larson. I am the Public Affairs Manager for the North Florida TPO. With us today, we have representatives from the TPO staff, including our Executive Director. We have representatives from Florida DOT, and of course, we have representatives from St. Johns County. This is the first in a series of meetings that we are doing virtually by county to go over the Transportation Improvement Program. This meeting is being recorded, and what we plan to do is to upload the proceedings from today to our website by tomorrow morning. So if anyone who was unable to attend wants to listen, they may access it that way. And of course, if any of you on here want to listen again, then you access it the same way. We will have a couple methods by which you can ask questions. We do have an online survey, and I can give you the information for that in a moment. During this presentation, if you have questions, you will have one of two ways by which to ask them. You can either put them in the chat, or you can use the raised hand feature at the bottom once Elizabeth finishes with the presentation, and then ask your question at that point. So for right now, once again, we thank you very much for joining us. And I'm going to turn it over to Elizabeth DeJesus. She is our Transportation Programs Manager, and she will walk you through the presentation showing the projects in St. Johns County. By the way, would everybody please mute yourself?
Okay. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon for the first in a series of meetings regarding the draft TIP. My name is Elizabeth DeJesus. I am a Transportation Programs Manager for the North Florida TPO. The TPO is a regional transportation planning agency serving Clay, Duval, Nassau, and St. Johns County. I will be presenting the draft Transportation Improvement Program, also known as the TIP, for fiscal years 2023-24 to 2027-28. The TIP is a prioritized listing of transportation projects covering a period of 5 years. It is developed and formally adopted by the TPO board as part of the Metropolitan Transportation Planning process. The TIP is consistent with the Long-Range Transportation Plan, and it is required for projects to be eligible for funding. The TIP includes projects on highway, transit, bicycle, pedestrian, aviation, port, and multimodal. This meeting is the first in a series of meetings, as Marcy indicated. We will be holding this one meeting per each county in the region. I want to point out that we have scheduled also a TIP public meeting for May the 17th. At that meeting, we will be presenting projects for all counties. I encourage you to participate and to invite others to attend to that meeting on the 17th. All meetings are scheduled from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. And the links to all the meetings are in our webpage. Our webpage is www.northfloridatpo.com. And I just wanted, if you never visited the TPO webpage, when you go to the to our webpage, you will see a planning tab, and when you click there, you will select TIP to go to the TIP page, and you will have all the information that you need regarding the TIP in that page. You will find the current version of the TIP draft, and you will also find a form to provide comments on the TIP, as well as any links for the meetings that we are holding virtually. The TPO board will approve the final TIP at their regular meeting on June the 8th at 10 a.m. And we are located at 980 North Jefferson Street, Jacksonville, Florida. This is a highlight of some of the projects in San Jose County. So I encourage you to explore the DIP draft document for additional projects in San Jose County, as well as in other counties in the region. Before I begin, I wanted to point out, if you have questions about any of the projects in this presentation, please make a note of the page number at the bottom of the slide so that we can come back to that specific project if you have any questions. And I will ask that you hold your questions until the end. The first project is Anastasia State Park from Pope Road to Red Cox Drive. This is a bike path project, and construction for this project is scheduled for 2027. Avenida Menendez from Charlotte Street to west end of Bridge of Lions. This is an intersection modification, and construction for this project is scheduled for 2028. Avenida Menendez from King Street, Cathedral Place to Castillo Drive. This is a pedestrian safety improvement, and construction is scheduled for 2024. The City of San Agustin Downtown Circulator Phase 1. This is an urban corridor improvement project, and implementation for this project is from 2023 to 2026. First Coast Expressway from I-95 to east of County Road 16A. This is a new road construction, and construction, the design build for this project is scheduled for 2024 through 2026. I-95 from north of the First Coast Expressway interchange to the Duval County line. This project will add lanes and reconstruct, and design build is scheduled for 2025. I-95, this is a truck parking expansion project, and implementation for this project is scheduled for 2025. I-95 San Jose northbound rest area. This is located south of State Road 206, and this project is it's scheduled for construction in 2026. And the next one is the southbound of the same project, and the southbound is scheduled for construction on 2027. The next project is King Street over the San Sebastian River. This is a bridge replacement, and construction is scheduled for 2024. The Smart San Agustin Connected Vehicle System in City of San Agustin. This is an ITS communication system project, and the implementation for this project is scheduled for 2024. State Road 13 from State Road 16 to Rafter Tail Lane. This is a resurfacing project, and construction is scheduled for 2025. State Road 16 from International Golf Parkway to I-95. This project will add lanes and reconstruct, and preliminary engineering is scheduled for 2024. State Road 16 from State Road 13 to 16A. This is a resurfacing project, and construction is scheduled for 2026. State Road A1A from Gate Gas Station to Professional Drive. This is an intersection improvement project, and construction is scheduled for 2026. State Road A1A from Magnolia Avenue to 24th Street. This is a bike path project, and preliminary engineering is scheduled for 2024. State Road A1A from Palmetto Avenue to Sandcastle Lane. This is a drainage improvement project, and construction is scheduled for 2028. State Road 16 at International Golf Parkway. This is an intersection improvement and construction is scheduled for 2024. San Jose County flood sensors. This is a pilot project and the implementation for this project is scheduled for 2024. US 1 from Moultrie Creek Bridge to north of State Road 207. This is a resurfacing project and construction is scheduled for 2025. State Road A1A from Maryland to Fort Matanzas Inlet. This is a bike path project and construction is scheduled for 2028. To provide comments, we have included an input or comment card, and you can use this QR code to go directly to the input form. You can also use the link below, which is publicinput.com /TPO TIP, and you will go directly to the comments card or comments form. And the deadline for comments is May 31st, 2023, obviously. So if you have any comments or questions, you can just send it through this input form. And if you have any questions now, you can ask. This is the moment. Any questions? Hello.
I do have one question. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, please.
I'm interested in that circulator in St. Augustine. I know that it's been purchased. Is it going to start before the electronic system is in place?
Do we have Akea from Akea? Do you have an answer to that question?
No, I do not have an answer to the question at the time. What is the project number?
I don't know, because that
Well,
it's the circulator, the bus that goes from the parking garage around St. Augustine. There were two parts that she mentioned in the presentation. One was the circulator, one was the electronic. Yeah, when you get this near the beginning. That was part of it that you passed, but keep going.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
passed it here.
That's it right there.
This one, yes. This one is the circulator. And then
Okay. And then the second part,
it will be
2 or 3 slides later.
that one.
That's it, yeah.
This Mars San Agustin connected system is the city of San Agustin.
Okay. Can you explain more what that is?
Jeff, do you have an answer to that question?
Yeah, I could share a little bit. So that's more of within all the signal systems in downtown, with the ultimate vision more towards prepping the system for automated vehicles in the future and the ability for vehicles within vehicle systems to be able to connect to the network. So the idea of as you start to provide traffic information to drivers and so forth, these connected systems now within the infrastructure in the city will be able to communicate back to drivers. It's obviously a value add to that circulator, but this in no way is connected to the circulator project that is going on in the city. So it's not really a timing issue. The circulator will occur on its own schedule. And this is really for a larger scale deployment through a smart city initiative that's received a $16 million federal grant, as you can see right here. It's a very, this is a kind of blanket title for this. The reality behind this entire grant are flood sensors, the connected vehicle system, a real-time parking management system to expand what's currently there, incorporating some real-time curbside truck delivery movements, real-time bridge raising infrastructure to the public, a fully integrated system within St. Augustine. So that's something that if you go to our website, you can actually see the entire scope of the smart, what's called the Smart St. Augustine project. This is a very generic term that the DOT placed in the work program with the ITS communication reference.
Charles Papas added a note in the chat. It says the circulator contracts are in the process of being finalized now by Reuben Franklin, hopefully for this year.
Okay, great. That's great information. Thanks so much.
Yeah, and I have another question here in the chat. Are there any other non-FDOT projects? I saw the lead agency data, sorry. So yeah, it's either FDOT or the county or city. If there's any of these that doesn't have the agency identified, if either FDOT or one of the county or cities. And somebody raised their hands. Let me see. You can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hello, this is Clint from the North Florida Bike Club. One of the questions I had is, it looked like you're doing resurfacing from a vicinity of Shands Bridge on 13 north and south to 16A. I was just gonna ask if that resurfacing was gonna include like improved bike lanes through there. I know that area is a pretty prolific corridor and a safety issue. Additionally, the future Shands Bridge is going to have a 12-foot wide pedestrian pathway, so improving that area would potentially allow a larger St. Johns River loop around the area. And so that's just something that I wanted to bring to the attention of everyone.
Okay. Yes. Okay, can you answer if it includes a bike lane?
I would have to take a look at the scope of work to see if that would include that, but I can get back with you.
Yeah, we can get, yeah. Okay, can you leave your email in the chat so that we can respond to give you the information?
Yeah, I will. I'll leave my email in the chat as well. It'll be Clint. And then I'll also, if you respond back, I'll send you a slideshow, just something we had kind of envisioned, because what we kind of saw is the framework is already there for what we thought, and it would cost little for the Florida Department of Transportation, just mainly improving 2 intersections, and then you could have a really great asset for Clay, Palatka, and St. Johns County at little cost.
Okay,
So,
thank you so much for your comment. Yeah, we will follow up with you, okay?
all right, absolutely.
Okay. Any other questions? I think that there's another, let me see. Yeah, okay. Any other questions? Let me see if anybody else. Clint, that was you, right? The one that talked now? So I just wanted to just reiterate that you can go to our webpage again, www.northfloridatpo. Just click on the planning tab on top, and then next click on TIP, and you will get to the page where you can find all of the information about the TIP. The projects that I presented today are just a handful. There's more projects there for San Jose County. So just go through the list, and if you have any additional comments, please just fill out that input form and let us know what questions you may have and about these or comments. And I have Marcus raise his hand. You can unmute yourself and ask your question, Marcus.
Yes, hi, just wanted to mainly confirm, just between the I-95 projects and the First Coast Expressway projects, altogether, how much are we spending on highway construction or expansion?
Do we have that total at KM?
I would need to know exactly which project numbers in order to calculate a total.
Yeah. Are you referring to any of the projects that I presented here today, or in general?
Sure, of the project presented. That's
The
fine.
ones that I presented here? Because when you go to the page of the project, you can see at the bottom left corner, you can see the total project cost. So over the years that the project has been in construction, and there's an accumulation of funding, and then you can see there the total project cost. But you know, I-295, they have so many individual projects that you know, if you're talking about one specific project, that's a way to find out how much it's being, you know, spent on that specific project. But if you're talking about the whole I-95, then it's a different calculation, obviously. Did that answer your question, Marcus?
Yes, I think so. Thank you.
Okay, so I have Glenn is asking, are new pedestrian crosswalks included in all these road improvement projects?
Not always.
It depends on where is yeah, the project, where the need of that specific location. Yeah.
Elizabeth, this is Jeff Sheffield at the TPO. It totally depends on the roadway classification, because obviously within this work program, you have a lot of interstate projects that would not obviously be in need of or qualify for versus arterials. So it's very dependent on the roadway classification and its function. So it'd have to be a more deeper dive to a specific project if you're wondering where and what might include pedestrian crossings.
Mm-hmm.
And to the previous question, Marcus, I think you were trying to get at probably a perspective of overall funding. When this draft is complete, there will be summary tables in the front that will give you a glimpse of all of the funding happening in the region as it relates to the total work program, if that's what you're trying to get at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Glenn, if you have a specific location in mind, you can ask.
Yes, I do. On that, I was thinking mainly of A1A, the road improvements on A1A. Will there be pedestrian? We've been promised some pedestrian crosswalks here in A1A north of town, and I'm curious whether that improvement project will include them.
It will be this one, the stereo
Yes,
A1A
probably.
from Magnolia to 24th
Yes.
Street. Yeah, we can find out and then respond to you. If you can leave your email in the chat, we will let you know.
Okay.
Yes, of course. Let me see if we have any other questions. Well, if you don't have any other questions, we will stay here until 5:30 in case anybody else want to join us. But so again, I wanted to encourage you to submit as a comment form by going to our webpage or using the QR code, and it will take you straight to the input form, and then or go to the directly to publicinput.com/TPO-TAP to provide your comments. And we will be receiving comments until May the 31st. And I thank you for joining us today, and have a great day. Thank you very much.